Yo, bros. I'm Zach.
I'm JD.
And I want to welcome all of you guys into our live WWE Monday Night Raw review.
Talk off.
Oh my goodness. Talking and talking and talking and talking and talking seemed to be the theme of tonight's show. And I don't know about anyone else. I thought tonight's Raw was miserable. Miserable.
It was predictable, too.
Oh, yeah, super predictable. We have talking points. We do. We have talking points tonight. But, Raw went by quick, right? I mean, we can give it that. It was a quick show tonight, right?
Quick and a bore.
Quick and a bore, yes.
You saw me. I was falling asleep.
He was. I'll be obviously keeping track of the Twitter while we're doing this. Just the general consensus for most people's opinions, and I know my shirt's like all messed up right now. I have no care in the world. Do
you have two of those?
Two what?
It's the same shirt.
What's the same shirt? I don't know. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
I don't know. You should have already shared. The link's already been shared. The link has already been shared. I can see the chat right there. I like how he waits till we actually start streaming to do stuff. It's cool.
What are you talking about?
Watch out. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm in a funk tonight, truthfully. The link is out. I am. Live broadcast. That looks pretty nice. I'm just I'm in a funk tonight. Like, Raw, I'm not even mad. Like, I know I'm going to hit a point where I'm going to probably have a rant, but we're, 2 weeks from Survivor Series? And, less than 2 weeks. We're 13 days away from Survivor Series. And this was supposed to be a show that was supposed to build an entire pay-per-view between this night and next week for the Raw side of things at Survivor Series. And they did absolutely nothing with it. Like, nothing. They announced there would be the men's versus women, the men's versus men, the women's versus women, and then they announced the matches that we already knew were taking place with Ronda and Becky and Brock and AJ.
And then 6 people didn't have to fight for their chance to be on the team.
Yes, I'm actually getting to that right now. I feel everything brewing inside of me. The start of Raw was utter freaking trash. And I'm going to let you listen to the audio. Oh, and by the way, hey, WWE, thanks for the copyright strike. You know there's this thing called fair use, right? I'm allowed to use your content in the forms of reviewing or reacting. That is law. Don't worry, I disputed your copyright strike. I got you, WWE. Don't you worry, you bitches. I've got you. Hopefully your stream don't lag tonight. I already see it acting funny. If it does, I'm not deleting the WWE Network thing tonight. So we're going to listen back to a couple of the promos tonight. One would be Ronda Rousey. One will be
Becky Lynch.
No, we're not listening to Becky Lynch. That's SmackDown.
We can't be like the WWE?
God, I am so sick of WWE anymore.
What I'm sick of is seeing the same match over and over and over. You need to stop that. We see one match, that's it. Go on to the next.
I'm going to start with what is the lead in the thumbnail for tonight, and then I'm going to transition to the stuff with Kurt Angle, which will lead me into the main topic of the show. Yeah. throwing magic. I'm shooting it and stuff. I'm telling you guys, I'm off tonight. I'm off my game. I am scatterbrain. My brain is mush. But the main topic of the night was Seth Rollins. For me, Seth Rollins is the big deal on the show tonight. I went back to last week and I rewatched it, and of course nothing happened. You come to tonight, I was trying to find Seth's freaking promo, and they again this week won't put up Seth in his promo. I don't know what it is, like they're avoiding it. But Seth comes out with both tag team belts and his belt, and he mentions how Baron Corbin kind of screwed, and helped. You take this. I can't even talk.
He stabbed the Raw in the back by helping Brock Lesnar become champion again, which I already knew was going to happen, but I didn't know it was going to happen that way. But give it to a lame brain like him, which I'm getting sick of. He's boring. He can't even talk on the mic. You hear how his tongue's swollen and the lisp?
So yeah, Rollins made mention of Baron Corbin screwing over Braun Strowman to help out Brock Lesnar become Universal Champion, and brought up how Brock's not there. Oh, shocker! And he mentioned how Dean was, and he mentioned how he wanted Dean to come out and explain his actions, but he knew that Dean wouldn't. Then it would just be a waste of their time. So he said instead he would talk about the tag team championships. And before he could utter anything else, you hear Baron Corbin in his dumb voice over the Titantron telling Seth that he thinks Seth can defend both belts and that he should. In fact, that he's going to have a match tonight against the Authors of Pain. This whole Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins things, he asked me, how long do I think they're going to drag this out? Well, they're going to drag this out to TLC because the match has already been confirmed on WWE.com. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship at TLC.
No, what I was saying is the confrontation.
Yeah, they're going to drag it out at least till TLC, if not into WrestleMania.
I'm talking about when they pull them apart before the match. That always happens.
Maybe this will be different. I could only hope. Dean tonight didn't really give us yet again an explanation as to why. It's probably because WWE doesn't really know what they want to run with yet. Well, why are we going to have Dean do this? Well, we're 2 weeks in. We still don't know. Well, we'll just have him say nothing again. And we'll just continue to make everyone wait until we decide we have a reason that Dean did this other than...
Because we're stupid.
Yeah, they're stupid. Exactly. So, WWE, I'm hoping they didn't just pull the trigger just because someone got sick and had to go home. And I'm not going to say his name. And I even kept a tracker. Tonight, they only mentioned him twice. My Roman Reigns tracker. Only 2 mentions of Roman tonight. So,
because right after you wrote the second one down, they made a third one, but you were too.
Well, I counted that as 1. Seth's promo counted as just 1. So 2 references inside 2 segments. So maybe they'll limit it down, because I know last week, every other minute, it was Roman had leukemia last week. Let's talk about it. So, anyways, I would like maybe for this to be stretched out till WrestleMania, but only if it goes from the Intercontinental Championship and then it escalates to being a universal title. Because I don't want to see Brock Lesnar holding that championship past the Royal Rumble.
I don't want to see him holding it at all.
Well, we know he's not going to defend it probably at least till the Royal Rumble.
He's not going to defend it at all. He probably won't defend it till WrestleMania.
You know what? You said that. Now you're probably going to be right. Thanks. You jinxed it. Good job.
Well, we all know how he is. He's a no-brainer. You can guess what he's going to do. He wasn't there tonight. He's not going to be there next week.
Yeah, yes, they announced him for next week.
Are you sure he's going to show up?
Well, they announced him.
They announced it before, and guess who showed up? Paul Heyman.
Well, they did announce him. Whether or not he's actually there is a different story. But he'll at least have Paul Heyman there to build. You know, Brock will show up. He'll stand and he'll bounce around with the belt over his shoulder.
Look retarded.
Yeah, more or less.
Yes, so, I called you retarded.
Don't use that word. It's a bad word.
I only use it on him and Triple Trash.
Triple H is having shoulder/pectoral muscle surgery, so, you know, that happened. They mentioned it in passing tonight when they brought up the DX.
Which was supposed to be a segment on it.
Yeah, it wasn't a segment at all. I don't care. I want as far away from that, as far away from Crown Jewel and all of that as I can.
You need to grow your hair back out.
Good luck. So, yeah, Seth Rollins, though, did defend the tag team championships. And then after the match was over, after Seth, with a valiant effort, lost, then Dean Ambrose came out. We'll get into the specifics of the match when we get to it. But Dean then comes out and says, you want to know why I did what I did? Puts the mic down. Seth's trying to get up. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? And then he just got a dirty deeds for his trouble. So Dean keeping secret. They did, though, finally, they are like, Renee, since your relationship is what it is with Dean, do you have any insight into why he's doing this? And she says, well, you know, because I do know Dean on a personal level. I've tried talking to him over the course of the last couple of weeks, and there's just no reason with him. I have nothing to add. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Personal level? You're married to him.
Yeah, but she's not actually outright saying it, even though she did a couple of weeks ago when Roman came out with leukemia. And it's like, well, my husband. But I guess now we have to pretend like we didn't hear that. Just like we have to pretend like we don't remember other things from other stuff. Yeah. You know, whatever. We're supposed to forget after a day or two that certain things happen. But so let's move to the beginning, because I don't have much more to really say about the whole Seth Rollins thing. I really hope they don't like drop the ball with this and just either run into the ground and do the same repetitive crap. I hope it grows. You know, have a feud till TLC. Go ahead and have Dean go over. Have Dean go over and let him become the Intercontinental Champion. And then, I don't know, somehow, some way they can figure out a way to make these guys face each other for the Universal Championship. Have someone take the title off of Brock. Have that person be a transitional champion. And then let Dean become the champion. Let Seth win the Royal Rumble. Or win an Elimination Chamber. Or whatever it is they have to do. But then, or hell, let Seth beat Brock Lesnar and let Dean win the Elimination Chamber. And then have them face each other at WrestleMania for the belt. Why not? Why not? You're giving that look like you don't agree.
Why would it just be Seth? Why can't Dean do it?
Dean do what?
Beat Brock Lesnar.
Because it just, one, Brock's a heel, Dean's a heel.
They've done it before.
Yeah, but I don't see it. Plus, I think I just know it comes across better for Dean being the challenger versus Seth. Or I don't see at this point in time a Dean Ambrose Brock Lesnar thing. Plus, people probably would prefer Seth versus Brock rather than heel Dean versus Brock Lesnar. Plus, if you watch their last match, Dean did not want to work with Brock after that because Brock refused to do anything to make the match better. Brock did the lazy thing. So I don't see Dean being willing to work with Brock Lesnar.
That's the way he is with everybody. I wouldn't want to work with him.
So, I mean, I
don't understand why Vince brought him back.
Nobody
wanted to work with
honestly, neither of these guys are going to be Universal Champion before WrestleMania. Neither of these guys probably won't even face each other at WrestleMania. They'll probably go into the Rumble, and then they'll end it, and then they'll go off their separate paths and do whatever they're going to do. Maybe the following year we'll get a Shield triple threat because Roman will most likely be back by that time.
Just drink your liquor.
Yeah, it's called Pure Aqua.
Yeah.
But anyway, That's pretty much, I think, what will probably happen. I don't expect too much.
Is it you that keeps losing connection?
No, I'm not on there. It's just maybe no one's losing connection. They're probably just popping in and leaving. It doesn't always show you exactly what shows up. I'm not looking at that. You shouldn't either. Because it's really irrelevant. There's probably more people looking. It's lag and stuff. If I had, there's a certain system you can add that will give you real time numbers. So I'm going to go in this way though. If you guys will give me just a second, I'm going to check something.
Because I don't like it. It doesn't show.
Check that out. Maybe it's just your connection. I don't even know.
Don't give me that.
It even gives me the option to subscribe to my own channel. That's weird. Anyways, look, it's showed now.
Yeah, because I had to redo it.
Where was I? Okay, so we're gonna move on, unless you have any more thoughts on Seth and Dean.
No.
No? Okay, so we're gonna move on. So that brings us to the main event. Or not the main event, but that brings us, well, let's talk about Kurt Angle before we get, because this will kind of tie in with Baron Corbin at the beginning of the show.
No, Baron Borman.
Baron boring? Well, I don't know. He's not too boring to me, but
He can't even talk. He sounds like he's drunk. He sounds like his tongue's swollen, and he's got a lisp. Why put him on a microphone?
You're making fun of a person's lisp. Wow. I wasn't going to do that.
Well, there's 4 issues with the microphone. He can't talk.
He's learning. He's getting better. You didn't hear him in NXT. He's a lot better than he used to be.
He's talking like somebody stomped on his tongue.
Whatever. So earlier in the night, Kurt Angle apparently wanted, and you'll hear it when I replay the promo, but Kurt Angle, I guess, wants to be in competition again, even though, in my opinion, he looked like garbage at freaking Crown Jewel. And I never again want to see Kurt Angle in a one-on-one match. Unfortunately, I had to bear through it again tonight because we're supposed to see Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle. And we had tried, Kurt tried to bait Corbin in, so Corbin finally gave in. But of course, with everything going on with Braun Strowman, Corbin left the building tonight. So that left us with Drew McIntyre versus Kurt Angle. Now, if you would have said this 10 years ago, sure, I'll take that. But being what I saw from Kurt Angle now 2 nights in a row, I'm over it. Don't want no more Kurt Angle wrestling in one-on-one matches. If they want to put him in a tag team match or a Survivor Series or some sort of multi-man match, I'm all for it. But I do not ever want to see another Kurt Angle one-on-one match. Kurt, he looked a little better today, but still just no. You can tell he's slower. You can tell he's more winded. He's not as quick as he once was, as fluid with his motions and looking realistic. None of that's there. And I get it. He's older and he's not wrestled a ton in the last year. Like JD was like, well, when was the last time you wrestled? Well, he was wrestling full time up till last year. So if just a year is making him revert that far back, well, holy crap. Now, maybe in time he'll get better, but I honestly, at a point, I don't care to see if he does. I don't need to watch Kurt Angle wrestle anymore. If I never see another Kurt Angle match, I'm good because I went years without it if I wasn't watching TNA. He's not the wrestling machine he was. That's fine. If they can put him in a other role on television, that's fine too. Because truthfully, he ain't as good on the mic as he used to be either. Now he sounds like a freaking robot when he talks. It's like bad. It's just bad. And I can't sit here and sugarcoat Just because he's one of my favorites, I cannot sugarcoat the fact that I think Kurt Angle looks like hot garbage. I can't do it. I will allow you to respond, good sir.
Well, like I said, I think he just needs more time in the ring, more training. That, for what I saw tonight, which I haven't seen the other two matches, needs conditioning. Big time.
That's it. That's all I got.
Well, I wasn't done. I was swallowing saliva. As a fellow amateur wrestler and professional wrestler, I know about that. And what I don't understand is he says he kept up on his training and everything. An amateur wrestler is all about conditioning. Kurt Angle's definitely locked out on that.
I just look at the fact that you had Shawn Michaels, who went 8 years without wrestling matches. 8 years. He started just going and hunting and fishing and shooting a TV show until for about a year now, and then he's been helping train people at the PC. He's been one of the head trainers, which means he's not in the ring really involved. Sure, he's in there every once in a while, showing them how to do holds, but it's not like ring ready. He's not match ready, except that he is. That's the thing. Shawn, who's older and has had a broken back and has been off from wrestling, legit not wrestling for 8 years, comes back in and looks just as good as he did. Kurt Angle, who till a year ago was wrestling full time and looks like hot garbage.
What I was saying with Shawn Michaels, you don't know what he's doing off scenes, off videos. He could be wrestling, just messing around.
Well, then the thing still applies. Then why ain't Kurt still fluid if he's been wrestling up till just this last year? If he's been doing actual matches and he looks like this, there's no excuse. Nothing you can say will make me say, oh, yeah, it's something. No. Kurt has actually been actively competing.
Also, like I said, it could be Vince doing that.
Vince cannot control how a guy moves in the ring.
Telling him to.
That's a far stretch. That is a far stretch.
We've seen it.
Okay. I'm going to say you're no on that just because no. I want you to move slow and clunky, Kurt. I want you to look like you're out of breath. No. Just throw that out the window. Dude just is not conditioned. Dude has not been ready to wrestle for a year.
I understand that, but we also have seen it with other people.
I'm dropping this subject. That's dumb. No, I can't see. I will accuse Vince McMahon of a lot of things, but literally telling Kurt Angle, I don't want you to look like you know what you're doing anymore. So, he's just not ring ready as his body is catching up with him. That's basically what this is coming down to for me. Kurt's body, all the abuse that he was putting on his body, all the stuff he was putting into his body, everything for the last 15, 16 years has finally caught up with him.
What do you mean putting in his body? He's not someone that's done drugs.
Yeah, he did. It's part of the reason he left WWE because they were trying to get him clean. He was popping pills. He was arrested for DUIs and driving while under the influence of narcotics. Yeah, you didn't know that, huh?
I know he was on painkillers because of his neck.
He was doing a lot more than that at a point. He's been sober for 2 years. So yeah, he abused his body with more than just wrestling. Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, it happened. Most people do know. So yeah, everything's caught up to his body. I would hope Kurt would look better with more time, but I don't see them giving Kurt a lot of time in the ring to get better. And you're not going to look at Kurt Angle and go tell him, you need to train more, Kurt, and get better in the ring. He's probably going to look at you and laugh. anyone who says that to him. So I'm like, sure, guy, because I'm just Olympic champion and been in this business for 15 plus years. Sure, I need more training. I only put on the best matches the world ever saw, but he is down a step or two. So what set up the whole McIntyre match is what happened at the beginning of the show. And we'll get into like the reviews of actual matches. Just right now, it's kind of just hitting on all the points we want to get to real quick, and then we'll get to, the actual matches. So Baron Corbin, with the show starting, you got the roster on stage, you got security in front of the ring, and here comes Baron Corbin. Now, the WWE website sent me a notification that it was supposed to be Ronda Rousey to kick off the show, and they changed it. Okay, cool. No Ronda to kick off the show. Instead, Baron Corbin kicks it off.
Ronda wasn't even out there.
No, of course she wasn't. She's not part of the main roster. She's not a part of the feeble, meek people. She's above them. Ronda shows up when Ronda wants to be there. Don't you know? Ronda does not sleep with the peasants.
She wasn't the only one not out there.
Oh, there's a few who weren't out there. They aren't part of the peasants. But I know Finn Balor was out there. So it starts off with Baron Corbin. He's talking about how, Survivor Series is in 2 weeks, and, Shane McMahon taking the World Cup. My God, if I have to, I do not want to see that tomorrow night. Decides that he's going to make himself the captain of Team Raw. But, Stephanie will be there next week, by the way. She's going to address Shane McMahon in the World Cup. Your favorite person, JD. Favorite person. Makes himself the captain, announces the first 3 members of his team, then names Alexa Bliss as their team captain. Mind you, neither one is going to actually wrestle at the show. They're just going to pick 5 people to actually be in the match, and they're just going to kind of basically stand out there and watch.
And they didn't earn their spot.
Well, no, Baron Corbin can just make himself whatever he wants. He's the acting general manager, gonna be full-time general manager after Survivor Series.
You're not doing that right.
I know I'm not. Hey, I'll be general manager.
You gotta bite your tongue.
I can't talk like this. No, that hurt. I bit my tongue too much. I can't even do the impression. You want to see a good impression of Baron Corbin? Go watch Going in Raw. Go watch those guys. Watch Larson and Steve do that stuff. It's hilarious. So, yeah, I like that show. So then you had Kurt Angle come out. Then you finally had Baron Corbin come out at the end and try to destroy. And JD's watching him go through the security, and JD's like, holy crap, he decked one dude, it looked like.
He kicked one right in the throat.
Dude just went.
The guy stepped up, and he's like, what?
And another guy was laying there. Braun was trying to throw somebody, and Braun sees him, and finally the guy rolls over, and he just picks the other guy and just, without even any effort.
He went like this, the other one.
So we're going to go ahead. It's about 5 minutes long. I got the camera and everything set up. I need to get that GoPro. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to press the start button.
You're going to get a GoPro?
It's a camera. So
it sounds so girl.
We're going to let you listen to all of this as it unfolded. I'm putting this out there, so anyone listening on YouTube, this is protected under the fair use law. I am allowed to do this via the fair use law. So if I get a copyright claim, there's going to be issues. This is under the fair use law. I'm using this for a reaction and review. God, I can't believe I have to say that crap to do this. All right, so this is Baron Corbin. Once it loads. Glad he shaved his head.
He looks even stupider.
Can I just mention the crowd in Manchester was actually pretty damn good tonight? Yes. Alexa Bliss. She's the captain.
Even her best friend was giving her a strong look.
Whew, God, another 6-woman tag. Can't wait to talk about it. We all know how that ended up being. Here comes JD's favorite parts. That's your buddy. Alexa, you like Braun, right? And then Braun just comes in. That made no sense. And then here's where basically Braun just kind of like destroys everyone. This is, yeah, where he does that. So, that was, oh my goodness, why didn't people tell me about my hat? So that was the opening to Raw.
I have been. I've been telling you look like a homeless man.
I've thought about it. Now, Kurt losing like he did, and then Kurt losing the other day makes me think that maybe they're trying to build up, the Kurt's going to try to make a comeback. Eventually, he'll beat Corbin, but he's going to have to lose to build himself back up. Oh, Kurt, can he really get the job done? Blah, blah, blah. That's probably what they're going to go with. But we kind of already talked about the promo and everything. I don't know. Do you have any other feelings about that promo?
No.
I mean, I know next week Alexa's going to announce the official team. For whatever reason, Alexa's recovering from a... Hell, over the weekend, Alexa was in a match, but then never actually competed. If she's hurt, just let her stay home. Keep her off TV. We don't need her. Why couldn't you announce all the men on the men's team tonight? Why is it, well, we got 3. We got to wait for the other 2 next week. So it's like the build for this show is fucking garbage. It's garbage. Laughable. That was the word I had on Friday, was laughable. That's the word tonight too. Laughable. Agree? Laughable. I mean, it's not often JD gets bored of Raw. It's not often. It's like once every couple of months or so. He was just bored to where he was literally falling asleep watching it.
And it wasn't even halfway through.
Not even halfway. It's bad.
Was it the Baron Corbin match?
Baron Corbin never actually got to wrestle.
No. Why do I keep calling him Baron Corbin? Finn Balor. I think it was the Finn Balor match.
Yeah, it was somewhere in there. Goodness gracious, which I guess we can go to that next. We're going to talk about that Finn Balor match. Actually, no, we'll get to it. So we're going to go ahead. Like I feel like I've got most of what my biggest complaints were, outside of course, the commentary, which seems to always be bad. But before we get to...
Like carrying butter?
Whatever it is that they said, I don't even know. But there was another promo tonight. We have a little match taking place at the Survivor Series between Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch. Now, last week, Becky Lynch cut a knife, just murderous promo that she cut. I wish I could have found the audio to that last week. I would have played it. But she cut Ronda down, starting to basically rip her arm off.
And then Ronda laughed it off tonight.
Yes. So I'm going to play what Ronda had to say in response. Some of it I liked. Some of it was kind of like, she needs to work on it. So I got to get up again. But we're going to listen to it. Excuse me. This is why I need to get a different camera so I don't have to do this from now on. This is the Ronda Rousey promo once it starts. Oh, I need sound. That mean Ronda look. Grrr. And they cut out the best part of this promo. She said something there at the end that I appreciated. First off, she did give Becky props for having a great match at Evolution. Because we both know you're not a fan of Charlotte. But between Charlotte and Becky and then the Ronda-Nikki match, the Charlotte-Becky match was obviously way better. Jake is waving at me. Jake's waving, everybody. Jake is waving.
Is he wanting to go on live?
I don't know. I can't really. But I'm waving back. But Becky, that match was better. So she gave her props. Now then at the end, you can tell she had to stop and think, okay, what do I got to say next? Which I'm okay with that. She'll get better. She'll become more natural as time goes on. She's pretty good now. But I guess he just wanted to wave. No, he sent me a GIF. I got sent a GIF of a bear waving.
Hey, it's Jay.
It's a big old pretty bear. Oh, geez. I'm just going to laugh at it. What was this? Oh, yeah. So then she says at the end, you call yourself the man, figuratively. She says, well, you call yourself the man or something like that. Oh, you call yourself, the best. Well, I'm the baddest bitch or something like that. But she called herself the baddest bitch on the planet. I liked it. I liked the fire when Ronda gets in the mode and she's not smiling and trying to be funny. Like the last few weeks, her promos have gotten better. Like her one on Nikki. I rewatched that today. That was hilarious. She's getting better. Would you agree? She's slowly getting better. And they're saying Paul Heyman works with her on her promos now. So obviously it's going to get better.
And by you mentioning them, they weren't out there either.
Who weren't?
Village ones.
Well, no. Evolution's over. They'll show up for the Royal Rumble, make an appearance in the Women's Rumble match, and then you'll not see them again until maybe WrestleMania.
I could care less to see them ever again.
I told you they weren't going to be there after Evolution. You didn't listen. They came for the spotlight.
They're licking their wounds.
They came for the spotlight. Now they're gone. They might make an appearance come the Royal Rumble time.
Don't jinx us.
Oh, they will, because they'll want to be in it, and Nikki won't be one of the last two again.
No.
Nikki has to be that spotlight eater. Freaking whore.
She even has to push her sister down.
Oh, yeah, but, they're Bellas. They do that. So that was Ronda's segment. But then, of course, Nia Jax came out and cut a small promo about, hey, that's great. You're representing Raw. You're going to go on here. And I even said to JD, I think she's going to turn heel. I get the feeling like for the Ronda feud, she'll be a heel. And he goes, nah. Well, then something happened a little later on that, yeah, she is.
I would have thought it would have happened last week because they did the exact same thing tonight as they did last week.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. We'll get there, though. So, yeah, she basically reminded her, oh, don't worry. After Survivor Series, I'm coming for you. Yay, I get to see that match again. Also, I noticed in the title card for when she came out there in the lower third, they had to put Evolution Women's Battle Royal. I don't need reminded that she won a Battle Royal. You could just say, oh, she won the Battle Royal, earned her title. Yeah, I know. It's doing that. For some reason, it's being stupid.
What are you doing over there?
I'm not doing nothing. My phone's acting stupid. So.
I thought stupid was a bad word.
Not in my world. This is Bobby's world, okay?
You got on to me. No. That's not Bobby.
You said retard.
I said stupid and retard.
Don't say retard.
This isn't Bobby's world.
You owe me a quarter in the swear jar.
This is Recess world.
What is that kid's name? We gotta know his name.
We both watched the show. We don't even know his name.
No. We're idiots. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the rest of the show. Whatever, 45 minutes into this. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of go over the rest of the card, the matches, winners, losers. Honestly, I know he slept through most of it. I was taking notes, but I wasn't super interested in most of it. So we're going to go through it. Of course,
I fell asleep through one match.
Yeah, you weren't paying much attention. I don't blame you. I'm just saying you weren't.
So one match.
So we opened up with the promo, which we already heard. So then we got that wonderful 6-woman tag that I've never seen before. I mean, who would have thought of that match? That's just amazing. Amazing. So the Riot Squad versus Natalya, Sasha, and Bayley. Mind you, Alexa Bliss is watching all the women's matches tonight to see who she's going to put on her team. Because she needs, fighters who look like champions and garbage. First thing I want to point out about this match. Well, two things. One, Natalya wore her dad's glasses. Notice I'm quoting. Number two, Alexa made this match at the beginning of the show through Baron Corbin, correct? Said this is what you three are going to be doing tonight. Correct? This was not to their knowledge from what they were saying, right? But then Renee Young goes on to say at the beginning of the match, when it first started, that she had talked to Natalya, who said that the Riot Squad is good, but her team that she thinks is better and will be well prepared to face the Riot Squad tonight. That she talked to her early in their day. Renee, you realize this match had just been made, right? I don't know, unless I misheard, but I'm pretty sure that Sasha and Bayley and Natty didn't know about this prior. I think. Maybe I'm at a different parallel universe and it happened differently for me than it did for them. They're in Manchester, England. They're at the Manchester United. Maybe. Maybe we're in a parallel universe.
Who are you?
I don't know. Who are you? Why are you in my apartment?
Your apartment?
Yeah, my apartment.
Goku says it's mine.
Well, Luke Skywalker says it's mine.
That's not Luke.
That's Luke Skywalker.
That's not Luke.
Luke! That's Luke's eye! Don't you see his beautiful, beautiful beard in his eye? Anyway, so yeah, we got this freaking match again because we haven't seen it before. It was a quick start. It was an okay match.
Quick start?
The match to me went way too long. There was, 2 commercial breaks during this match?
3.
Then there wasn't even an actual ending to the match itself. We got Natty putting Sarah Logan in the sharpshooter, and then you see Ruby Riott down on the floor with his glasses, her daddy's glasses, and she breaks them. And Natty just stops and stares.
And drops them.
And just with the most fake-ass cry I've ever seen. My kids do better than that when they want something. Okay? She's just, and then, ew. She's like spit all over her mouth. That was gross. Ew. Like just, they do a close-up shot of her face with spit all over her mouth. That's what we got for Raw tonight. That sums up Raw in itself as just a mouthful of spit. It's funny. I can't even be mad. It's just funny. JD takes issue with this. I'm going to let JD just say what he's got to say. JD took issue with this angle.
What did I say?
You didn't like the fact that they used a death for a story?
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I'm getting sick of. Using a death to build a story off of. Come on, WWE. It's been done. And it's stupid. That's just disrespectful. And the man was a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. And that's just wrong to do so. And then have his daughter to participate in the whole thing? Come on.
It happened too. And you're right. It was wrong. And you'd think Natty could show a little bit more emotion too in that scenario, right? Now, I had a conundrum during this match. And he helped me, I guess, figure it out. I guess there's this thing called stringless panties. I had to ask, because I've always wondered, with the tights that she wears, is she not wearing underwear? If so, does she sweat a lot down there? And if so, does she use baby powder? This is just the things I think about sometimes. But he said there's these things called strapless underwear. It's just these clear bands and stuff. But whatever, I digress. So then we had another match, Jinder Mahal with only one of the Singh brothers versus Apollo Crews. Did you care?
I knew Apollo Crews was going to win.
Did you care? I didn't care. Apollo Crews won with a standing moonsault. Didn't care. Want to move on? I'm going to move on. Of course, then was the Seth Rollins promo. Then the Seth Rollins match took place. Of course, this was a handicap match. Now, at the beginning of the match, Rollins was trying to fight him off. Finally, though, after they toyed with Rollins for a little bit, Rollins finally started to build momentum. Finally started to look good in the match and was flying around doing his dives through the ropes and super kicks. And he had AOP reeling. Even got a good nice frog splash. Had that beautiful, frog splash. At one point, they were going to put him in the final chapter, and he got out of that.
Yeah, he was on fire. And then flat out laid on his back.
But eventually, the numbers game just kind of caught up to him.
They did one move to him.
They gave him, they got a couple moves in to slow him down. Then they gave him this neck breaker power bomb. And
it looks stupid.
They got the 3. So your new Raw Tag Team Champions is the Authors of Pain. Now, I was kind of hoping maybe they'd keep the belts on Seth and Dean. And then, okay, Seth's got to pull double duty at Survivor Series. Is Dean even going to show up for the match to help represent Raw? What would they do? Well, they had a short title reign. I'm cool with seeing an AOP.
Not only did it look stupid, it looked weak.
What looked weak? You're still talking about the move?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. They didn't do the final chapter. They used something different. I'm cool with it.
You're cool with it?
Yeah, it was different.
You even asked what was that?
Well, I didn't know at first. It was like, what was that?
It looked stupid and weak. I was like, he's going to kick out.
I'm not worried about it. I knew they had to take the titles off of him. I heard some complaints on Twitter. Oh, well, they did it with the AOP, but this is the most creative thing they could do, where the person who was complaining about this just earlier today was talking about, oh, I can see him doing that. I'm cool if they take the belts on a one-on-one match because they've been in a lot of tournaments. But then when they did do it, complained. And anyone who knows the guy will know who I'm talking about. And I'm a dedicated follower. I've followed him all the way up to his 100K. But Jesus Christ, man, can you just be happy about something? They got the belts off of Rollins, and then you knew they were going to do it. I'm sorry they didn't do it in some really big creative fashion with bells and whistles. I'm sorry, dude. But it had to be done. And I'm cool with seeing a Bar versus Shield match. And I know he's okay with it too. I talk about him all the time. You know who I'm talking about. He shares your name.
Thought so.
Yeah. And I respect the guy's opinion. I do. Not everything's going to be picture perfect. It's just not. I wish they did more, but I didn't expect it. But he's right about 99% of everything else that happened on the show.
Well, it goes with the name.
So we know we're getting champions versus champions. It's going to be Shield, or it's not Shield. I keep saying Shield. It's going to be AOP versus the Bar. That should be a good match. But you're right. AOP will probably win that match.
Unless Sheamus pulls something out of his butt.
I mean, Big Show will be ringside. I don't see Drake Maverick getting in Big Show's face. So
he couldn't even look into his face. He'd probably look into his hip because that guy's short.
You'd be like, oh my gosh.
Can you lean down here?
Yeah, of course. Then Dean came out, did what Dean did. Then Renee finally spoke. So we had a backstage interview with Baron Corbin where Strowman finally showed up because the area where Corbin was at was revealed. Dolph Ziggler came out. I didn't care. He talked about how Crown Jewel, that how he was screwed and the whole Shane McMahon thing. Then Elias comes out. You hear that strumming of the guitar and the crowd. Oh my God, the crowd loved Elias at this show. Before it even started, they were chants of "Walk with Elias" with the Seven Nation Army beat. Walk with Elias. Walk with Elias. It was, whoa, did you see that jump? Like you were doing it, I was like, whoa, trippy. I'm going to have to go back and watch that. So then Drew, he talked about Oasis getting back together. JD probably has no clue who Oasis is. I know who Oasis is. So he talked about Oasis getting back together, started playing a song. Dolph's like, well, just get in the ring. So he goes to the ring, has a match with Dolph Ziggler. It was an okay match. It was a lot of Dolph Ziggler in this match. There's a couple points, though. Me and him both were kind of like, what happened? Like that spot where he tried the knee twice and he missed the first time and hit it, I think, kind of hit it the second time. I think. I don't know what you're doing. You're just sitting there so stoic, so quiet. But there was some weird exchange, and Elias got the win. Elias, another clean victory, this time over Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler and Jinder Mahal just keep further and further and further and further down the drain, man. Dolph Ziggler's irrelevant. Jinder Mahal is worse than jobber status at this point.
I'm still shocked that they even put the title on him.
You need both, dude.
And he held it, what, 6 months?
Something like that. Yeah, somewhere about in there.
That's just like they put the title on the Miz.
Then was the Ronda Rousey segment where we just talked about Ronda and everything she had to say. And I think the Becky Lynch match will be awesome. I don't see them letting Becky being squashed, considering Nikki Bella was able to hold her own against Ronda. They better not have Becky get hit in a squash match. I swear to God, I'll blow up. I will blow up and never be a fan of Ronda Rousey again if they do that. I don't see that being the case, though. I'm sure you don't either.
Well, they've done that to Becky.
So then therefore, they would try to basically say that the Bellas are better than Nia Jax, better than Becky Lynch, better than Alexa Bliss, which you might agree with, maybe. You probably put them on the same page, don't you? Yeah, okay, I thought you did. So then...
Beth is up here, and they treat her like she's down there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but she's the man. She's the man.
Man of the show.
So then we had, again, good friends. Remember, you have to say that when you talk about them, the good friends. Nia Jax versus Ember Moon.
Not good friends.
They're good friends. Remember, that's what they said, the good friends. Remember this competitive rivalry. Good friends. It was big person versus little person. It was power versus speed. It was the same we saw the week before, and the week before that, and a couple of weeks before that. Just same repetitive garbage, just regurgitated. The good friends facing each other. More of the same, basically. And I'm sorry, at this point, if you're an NXT call-up, I pray to God you stay in NXT or go somewhere else, because Asuka has been just buried. Sasha and Bayley have been buried. All of them have been buried, and now you can add Ember Moon to that list. She is done. I'm done with her. She is just cannon fodder for this Nia Jax storyline that's going to lead to a Ronda Rousey match that's pointless and that no one cares about. I certainly don't. I don't think he does either. You know how rare it is for me and him to actually agree on something?
Nia Jax needs to just go home.
Oh my God. And to top it all off, when this match was over, after Nia beat her with a freaking Samoan drop, here comes Tamina with new theme music, some more upbeat tempo music, which doesn't match her damn character. She comes out, and it's almost similar to Nia Jax. Could you believe that? And she stares her down, trying to look like she's intimidating with her fat belly self. And she picks her up on her shoulders and gives her a Samoan drop. And then here's Nia just, roll her over. And she puts her in a Boston Crab, and then Nia drops a leg drop on her. What was the heel turn for? And then she's like jumping around. No! I'm like, what the hell am I watching? What is happening here? Oh, they must have formed some sort of alliance. Well, they're cousins. So there's family ties there. A commentary team who failed to mention. But what's the point? Is Nia Jax bipolar? Is that the story that I should get out of this? Is, well, you know, the reason she's doing what she's doing, going heel face, heel face, heel face, is because she's bipolar, guys. Oh, that's how they booked her. Because let's count the ways. The beginning of the year, Nia Jax is a heel, going all the way into the Elimination Chamber, all the way up till Asuka decides, I'm going to go for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
And Bliss is lackey.
Yeah. So then they hot shot her into this feud with Alexa Bliss, where she's being bullied by Alexa, and she's
crying
all the time. And she's promoting anti-bullying sentiment bullshit to win the championship. And then she's this face who cuts this promo after being in Alexa, talking about how, stand up to bullies and all that other good stuff, to turn heel literally the next week because she's having a match with Ronda Rousey. As soon as that feud with Ronda's over, she's a face again. To face Alexa Bliss, going right back to the anti-bullying bullshit. And here we are some months later, and she's a heel again, beating up on a little person, being a bully. Like, what is she going to go back to face come next year? God.
No, next month.
Yeah, probably. Like, I've heard this garbage before. I don't need to see this match. And I know they're probably going to do Tamina versus Ember next week. Ember Moon will not be on the Raw women's side of things. She won't be on that team. You agree, right? She won't be. You'll probably be Tamina, Nia, Sasha, and Bayley, maybe. I don't know, maybe just the Riot Squad. I can see Alexa doing some shit like that. So, I don't know. It's all a bunch of crap. It's all a bunch of crap. Can we move on now? Baron Corbin left, made McIntyre into the match. There you go. Then we had another match we've never seen before. Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley. Look how happy and excited he is right now. What? Did you not like this match? Was it not fast enough for you?
4 or 5 weeks in a row.
Do you want to tell them about the match?
Yeah, this is what happens when you do the same thing over and over.
This is live reenactment, man. I had to be like, JD! That's what I had to do. Look, he's going to go to sleep on us again. That's literally the whole time. That's all he did.
Why watch it when I've already seen it?
Oh, yeah. The funnest part was when Balor drop kicked Leo Rush to the ropes. Went to do that running drop kick. He was going to give him the running drop kick against the barricade. Lashley picked him up, slammed him, threw him back in the ring, hit him with a Dominator, and then pinned him for a 3 count. That was it. But then after the match, here comes Drew McIntyre, right? Drew McIntyre gets in the face of Bobby Lashley, dares him. McIntyre's a good, 2-3 inches taller than Bobby Lashley? And Lashley leaves. He helps up Finn. He's like, is he going to do a face turn? I was like, probably not. And then he Claymore kicked Finn Balor. Now, if this leads to a feud with those two, I'm all for it. Bring it on. My ear's buzzing.
Well, at first I thought he was going to squash him.
No.
And then he picked him up. I'm like, wait a minute.
And they just gave him a good little kick in the face. That Claymore kick looks like it hurts sometimes. But this will probably amount to nothing. Just, hey, Vince McMahon's like, hey, Drew, go out there and I want you to Claymore kick Finn because I think it'll be funny.
Hey, wait a minute. That reminds me of something. You saying the Claymore kick. They overlooked the match. They literally threw that out, didn't they?
What match?
They were going to build up between him and Braun Strowman and didn't.
Yeah, it looks like they just kind of threw that out. Or maybe they're waiting until after Survivor Series. Maybe that's what they're doing. The match was announced for TLC. Of course, card subject to change and all that stuff. But finally, after that, we got to our main event the final match of this night. Oh my gosh, finally. Drew McIntyre versus Kurt Angle. I'm telling you, Kurt, I've said it earlier. To me, Kurt looks like garbage. Maybe he'll get better, but they did not do Kurt any favors in this match. They literally had Drew, the last 10 minutes of the match, just basically toying with Kurt Angle.
Mouthing off to him, disrespecting, spitting.
And Kurt would just, and then just get knocked back down. Finally, he got the ankle lock, didn't lock it in all the way. Drew kind of pushes him off.
And then didn't clamp it.
And then Drew gives him an angle slam and puts Kurt in the ankle lock.
And clamps it.
And here's JD like, he ain't going to tap out to his own move. No, he's not going to do it. And then Kurt and JD's just literally like the color disappeared from JD's face. He was just like, what?
This is the man that snapped somebody's own kneecap.
I mean, you obviously have some type of feelings, by all means.
You don't remember that?
Oh, I remember.
This is the man that snapped ankles, snapped kneecaps. And the kneecap was done by mistake. What the ankle, I don't know if those were accidents, but the Scotty Tuati, no, not Scotty Tuati. Was it Scotty Tuati? Yeah, Scotty Tuati was clearly an accident. And Kurt Angle apologized. It had nothing to do with him. He was mad at somebody else.
I mean, it did. It happened. So, I mean, I don't know. I just looked at it as, I mean, I'm not trying to make Kurt Angle sound bad. I'm really, really not. I don't want to. How do I put this? I don't want to disrespect Kurt Angle. That's what I'll basically say. I don't want to disrespect Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle is one of the best wrestlers there ever was. Just he I don't know. Keep him in matches where he's limited on what he can do. I mean, honestly, just keep him in matches that he's limited on what he can do. And I'll be fine. Honestly, I'd be fine with everything else. The match wasn't a horrible match. Just Kurt looked outperformed in this match. And then having him tap to his own thing just demoralized the Kurt Angle character to me. Now, unless this is them building Kurt up for something else later on, then fine. But if this is just because they're just having just plain out put talent over, which is also okay, but do it in a different way where Kurt looks good too.
The look on his face after he had tapped, I don't know. I don't think it was the fact that he tapped. I think there's something else going on in his head.
I don't know. Honestly, don't.
Did you see the look on his face?
I mean, I kind of stopped looking at that point, but
he had that far out look on his face, like he had gone 15 rounds.
Yeah, and he didn't really go, 17 minutes ish. So, but that's Monday Night Raw. On a scale of 1 to 10, JD, what is your rating for tonight's Raw? A 2. Dang. I'm gonna give it a 3. There's a couple things that was cool. The Ronda Rousey promo, I liked it. I liked the Seth Rollins stuff. I liked Seth fighting and showing the grit that he had. And then I liked Dean's reaction afterwards. So that basically was 3 things, 3 points. There you go. That's basically what I gave it. So yeah, this is your Monday Night Raw review. Thank you everyone who came in and watched, everyone who's going to watch. If you liked anything in this video, if you just want to say Raw sucked, hit the like button if you think Raw sucked. Okay?
I'll leave a comment.
Comments are cool too. But if you hated Raw, hit the like button. If you just liked our beautiful faces, especially this one.
This one's ugly.
This is beautiful. Hit the like button then too. So I want to see those likes go up. I want to see you all say thank you. or not thank you, but just hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber and you're new to this channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Hit the comments.
Hit the notification bell so you know all the content that we're putting up. A trailer dropped today with everything we have coming this month, next month, and going into January. You guys will have to check that out. Also, our Evolution review and our freaking Crown Jewel review are both up. Our live reactions are both up for those. Go back and watch them both if you haven't.
Thank you for still watching. What was the pay-per-view that we got the most views on?
Evolution.
Evolution.
Yeah, thank you guys for that still.
And still watching, still going up.
We are up 14 subs this month. That is freaking awesome. That may not be as big as some other channels, but that is good for us. Just thank you, everybody, for everything. Just hit the like button if you want to say, you're welcome. Something. But you can also follow us on Twitter at YoBroGaming1. You can go to our Facebook, which is facebook.com/YoBroGaming&Reviews. Also, YoBro Gaming Reviews on Patreon. You can go there, become a full-fledged donating member of the nation. You'll get a shout-out and a free t-shirt. That is a new thing I'm going to do. Anyone who becomes a Patreon gets a free t-shirt of their choice, or a mug if you want. Whatever item you want off of our TeePublic store, I will personally make sure you get it as becoming a Patreon. Also, you'll get exclusive behind-the-scenes stuff, and that will be pretty freaking awesome. You'll get exclusive information before everyone else about some upcoming things that we have coming, especially come New Year's, a tease, announcement coming soon. Also, if you want to buy merch and help us in that way, go to tpublic.com/YoBroNation1, and you can get our t-shirts, you can get mugs, you can get phone cases, you can get bags,
and you can get posters.
I mean, you can get a lot of things on there.
You can get pictures of us.
If you buy our merchandise, we'll get the notification. Tweet us a picture on Twitter.
We'll even get some of these for you.
Yeah, those are on there. Tweet us the photo of whatever you bought, and we will put you on the wall. You will forever be immortalized in our studio. This is only phase, 2, right? This is phase 2 for this channel. Phase 3 is a bigger studio, full-fledged studio.
With your help.
With your help, we will get there. So I'm not asking anyone to donate. It's only if you feel like you want to. Otherwise, if you want to just subscribe, hit the like button, share our videos, tell your friends about us. That is a great way to help us too. Help us grow. Revenue will grow. We'll grow.
And we'll get better.
We'll be able to do more on the network side of things with the podcasts. We're going to do, it's a little early. Plans are still in the early phases of development, but there's going to be a third channel, a part of this YoBro brand. And that's officially what it is. It's the YoBro Productions Incorporated. It's our brand now. We're having a third channel for all you paranormal lovers. We're going to do a paranormal-only channel. So there's things happening. So whatever you all can do to help us would be fantastic. So I'm Zach.
I'm JD.
Thank you guys once again for coming in and watching this Raw review. We will be back tomorrow night for SmackDown Live. God help us, Shane McMahon's opening the show, and he's got that cup. Peace out. And yo bros.